Hello, hello, hello. It is Elsa 932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. We're here for another mix of unsolicited advice. I can't believe we're at 19 already, but there's a lot of people out there on Reddit, online, IG, all different forms of social media just asking for unsolicited advice. So if you're here, please make sure you like, you share, and you are subscribed to the channel. Leave a comment below because I'm always thankful for the comments and, basically the interaction of it all. We can interact and talk, and around here for unsolicited advice, we get from mild to spicy. And by that, I hope everyone in here is grown. Okay, this is for grown. It will be edited as per YouTube rules, but by the time we hit the spice, it is definitely adult education. Okay. So just make sure you come in, you say hello, you wave to a friend. We're very friendly around here, but we do call out the behavior in these unsolicited advice items. So let me go pull up the first one. Let us get real into it. Hey, Ari, how are you? Glad to have you here. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up the first one, because what we're not going to do is waste too much time around here. Dang. I don't think I could pull up my the way I would like to. Okay. Okay. Technology decided that it does not wish to behave today. So I'm going to pull it up best way I can. Okay, here we go. So this is the very, very first one I've got to share with you, which is very mild. It says, my partner, 30-year-old male, told me, a 24-year-old female, it is disrespectful for me to go to Miami for my best friend's birthday. Okay? It's my best friend's 25th birthday is coming up, and she wants to go to Miami. She is single. I have been in a relationship for the past 3 years. My boyfriend likes my best friend, but he says it is disrespectful of me to go to a place that so many people go to cheat. I have never cheated, nor have I been disloyal to him. He claims he trusts me as if, he really did, what? But if he really did, then I feel it doesn't matter where I or he goes. We're not seeing eye to eye on this at all. He thinks people should not put themselves in situations where they can be tempted. But I feel like if you don't want or plan to cheat, then temptation wouldn't happen. Is it disrespectful? She does have an update, said they argue about it. He does not go on guys' trips, especially cities like that. He said he would never go to Vegas or Miami while in a relationship, and he thinks it's disrespectful to put yourself in a situation where bad things like that can happen. So do y'all think it's disrespectful? Do y'all think it's disrespectful? She's 24, her boyfriend's 30, her friend is turning 25. He's thinking going to Miami, a place where people can and do cheat, that it's disrespectful. It said not on my watch. Yeah, technology said not on my watch. If he has zero trust that you won't do anything, either he's doing something funky or he just has zero trust. He won't ever let you do anything. Run, Forrest, run. I would like to know deeper. I have questions. What has he seen, experienced, or what does he think? I have not known Miami to be cheating central. Okay, now, I have been married for a while, so maybe I just don't know. But I didn't know Miami was cheating central. I thought it was maybe Vegas, because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That kind of slang leads to me thinking it could be something more. But Miami as a cheating town? Is that because his friends go? That's where his friends go to hang and meet ladies? I need to know from the folks either in Miami, outside of Miami, who travel to Miami. Is Miami the cheating town? Hey, Debbie, glad to have you here. We're on our first one, okay? We're on our first one. I didn't know Miami is a cheating town. I thought that was Vegas. But I thought any any city that you go to, cheat on your partner is a cheating town for you. Hey, Lindsay, thank you for reminding them to hit the like. And we missed you last time, Lindsay. I had to be the advocate, okay? I don't know if your ears were burning on the last one, but I kept on saying, where's Lindsay? Where's the advocate? I'm glad to have you here. Now I can hand you back your job. But y'all, what is Miami the cheating town? He does not want he's 30, she's 24, and he does not want his girlfriend going to Miami because that's a cheating town for her friend's 25th birthday. What are we doing? Would he have the same feeling if we were local and going for a 25th birthday? Because I'm sorry, we could still go anywhere locally and still end up in a compromising situation. Now, if he said, hey, y'all going to be drinking, there's going to be a lot of girls, who is going to be there to protect y'all and make sure that y'all are safe in this town? This is not y'all town. There are sharks in the water. You're at a beach territory. There are sharks at the beach. Who's making sure you're safe? Now, if he had phrased it that way, I would be like, okay. But now that Miami's a cheating town, what did Miami do to him? I need folks from and outside of Miami tell me, is Miami the cheating town? I have not heard Miami is the cheating town at all. At all. I just know it's a beach town. It's a fun place. Hang out. I've been to Miami, but I've never seen it as a cheating town. That could be anywhere. You could go to LA and call that a cheating town. You could go to Boston. You could say that. You could go to Texas, any of the cities in Texas, and say that's a cheating town. So what? I don't like his excuse. And yes, if he didn't want you going to your friend's 25th birthday, I could understand that. He doesn't go on guy trips, so he's not saying I have all the fun, you have none. But we got to dig deeper into this. Can you not go on trips? Is this how it's going to be if y'all get married? That is my question for her. Is it going to be okay to be with this man and you cannot go on trips with your friends, with your family? Is he going to find an excuse for any town you go to say, oh, I don't like that town for this. I don't like where you're going for this. I don't like who you're going with. But he likes a friend. But the problem is Miami. Can we go someplace else? And he not have an excuse? Or is it that you got to talk the situation and say, well, we were thinking Vegas or Miami. You got to give him one that would really set his alarm bells off so that when he hears Miami, he's like, okay, Miami sounds fine. Miami sounds great. I don't want you in Vegas by yourself. I mean, if you got to do all that, then that ain't the person for you. Hey, to go to Africa. Glad to have you here. Hey. I just think we need to dive deeper, because what you don't want is you come back from that Miami birthday trip and he is tripping. That's what you don't need. He is carrying on because that Miami trip set him off and he doesn't trust you anymore. I need to know who went to Miami in his past and cheated. And it could be him. Okay? Let's let that rest a bit. It could be he went to Miami and cheated on a previous partner. Now he thinks Miami is a cheating town because that's what he did. So you may want to dig deeper. Okay, young lady? You may want to dig deeper into this. So y'all, please let her know what is your unsolicited advice for her with this. I just threw a little bit of salt on it right then because I just don't understand why you would phrase Miami in that kind of way. That's not how I see Miami, okay? That's not how I see. So put your unsolicited advice in the comments below and let me get to the next one. As I said, we get spicier and spicier as we go along. And technology has decided it will behave itself today. And I appreciate it. Okay? I appreciate it. So it says, I, a 25-year-old female, accused my boyfriend of cheating, and I think that I may have messed up. How can I fix this? I thought he was talking to girls online and found some messages. Were you going through his phone, girl? Okay. And that he was on some local hookup subs that he joined a few months back. I sent him an angry message and left the house. He was sleeping, so he called me when he'd seen it and asked me to come home. He explained himself, and everything that he explained to me made sense. Because I'd thrown around the idea, of, an additional person in our intimacy. But we decided it wasn't something that I wanted to do. I apologized. He apologized as well. We hugged it out. That was a couple days ago. But each time it seems that I try to get closer to him and be intimate, he seems to pull away. Like he would lead me on and be flirty, and then we'll, kiss, lay down. This morning I went to kiss him and he totally turned away and kissed me on the forehead. Y'all know how I feel about them forehead kisses, but anyway. Told me he loved me and we cuddled for a bit. I'm worried that I really messed up and now he's not looking at me the same way. Any advice would be helpful. She messed up, y'all. She accused him of cheating. Hey, I said what I said. Glad to have you here. She accused him of cheating. But it seems like when she agreed to have a third party in the boudoir, he went looking for someone. And now she changed her mind. And it seems like he stopped looking for that person once she said she changed her mind. But she threw it in his face. Did she forget? Because this is from her point of view. If it was from him, I'd be like, we're not sure that your girl really wanted a third party. Okay? If this was his point of view, I'd be like, I need her to step up so we can hear from her. But she's saying they had tossed around the idea. So he went shopping around for someone. And now that he shopped around for someone, she changed her mind. He just never deleted the apps. Now, he could still be shopping for someone, okay? Just not a third party. They need to have a serious conversation about it. She said she had a conversation. She said what he said made sense, that, hey, he was shopping for that third party that they agreed to. But when she changed her mind, he stopped looking, but he never deleted it. And now he is no longer interested in her intimately. Hey, Shay, glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. She needs to use this formula. Yes plus no equals no. Okay, the negative and positive. He lost interest. Yes, he did lose interest. He may have wanted someone that would, for lack of a better term, he may want someone who is going to follow through on that third party. Okay? Okay, one plus you and me equal 3. He may want someone who will follow through on that. And he's like, you may have changed your mind, but I have not. But what we're going to do is I've changed my mind about you, and I'm going to find either 1 or 2 to join me. That's what it sounded like. Well, it sounds like he's punishing her for changing her mind. It also sounds like he wanted permission to cheat. So, okay, let's dive into what Ari is saying. He may be punishing her for changing her mind. I can't see that. Okay, he is now withholding himself. So the reason why I brought this is to be really, really dicey and messy. Because when we say this, if it was the lady's point of view, do we say that she's punishing him for changing the mind? Do we say that? Do we give the same connotation when it's flipped over? Y'all know when we say, if this was, her withholding, do we say that, she's punishing the man for changing the mind? But is he looking for permission to cheat? Was it cheating if we both decided to have a third party in this? Is it really cheating? Because we agreed, but then you changed your mind. They needed to talk about, okay, if we enter into this contract and we exit, how we go exit into this. Every time you go into these things, you have to have an exit strategy. If she gets mixed feedback from him, she can't assume he wants to proceed. She cannot assume he did, is he giving mixed feedback? I think he's not telling her, I wanted this, and if we can't do this, then we need to break up. Lindsay said he's saying no. She's advocating for him. They need to discuss her trust issues more extensively and her reason for concern about his loss of interest in her. Yes, we do, because Is it a loss of interest in her or a loss of interest in the fact that she doesn't want to go down the path he wants to go to? Because if we said, as I said, if the tables had turned and, she was the one saying no, we would be like, okay, she has a right to say no. Now here we turn it and it's the dude saying no. He has a right to say no. He has a right to what he wants. But what I don't like is that we're staying here and we're, giving the illusion that we're still in a relationship. He needs to break it off. He needs to say, hey, this is what I want. I thought we were going along that path. We're not. So guess what? We're going to have to break up. Is she withholding intimacy? No. If she has wanted this kind of arrangement, he said yes, but then said no, and it is withholding intimacy. Then yes, she would be punishing him. Well, the thing is, I can see where you could think he's punishing her, but hey, they agreed. Let us go down this path and bring a third person in. Okay. Then when he starts searching, she said no, but she probably didn't know he already started the application process. She said, I don't want to do this anymore. So he says he put it to the side. She's telling us he put it to the side, but then she sees all the people he's been communicating with. She went through his phone, saw his messages. And then she got pissed off, left the house, and now she's come back. He had an explanation. She agrees with the explanation, but he's now withholding. This is a case of thank you next. It is Lindsay. But we have to say it. We have to communicate. He has to tell her, hey, this is not working for me. Don't give me the forehead kiss. For me, that's a kiss of silence, and that's a kiss of this is the end. This is platonic. Run along. That's what it gives me. I know some ladies see it differently, but for me, it's like, oh, this is cute, but not for me. My unsolicited advice for her is move it along. As Lindsay said, thank you next. Move it along. He clearly wants something else in this relationship. He wants to have, other parties involved, and she doesn't. It is a clear case of one has turned left, one has turned right when we reach the fork in the road. That's what it sounded like. He may have already started the audition process. Girl, the application process has passed, is what To Go to Africa is saying, and the auditions have begun. And audition for a girlfriend or just, playmates. That, hey, we don't know where he is. Hey, Just Rhonda01, y'all. That's my dear girl, Just Rhonda01. Make sure you check out her YouTube channel as well. I can't wait to see what you say about my girl Phaedra, Just Rhonda. Okay. Lindsay says, yep, she agrees. I don't know. Since Rhonda's here, I may use my Phaedra clip. I don't know. But y'all put down your unsolicited advice for this young lady, because I think they have both shown that they are in different pathways for this relationship. And you just need to say, bye, maybe see you later. But this ain't for me. And it clearly is for you. So I can't do that. I can't do that. And when y'all are having these conversations with adding multiple parties, please make sure you have conversations, deep conversations, because what if, and talk about what if one of you no longer wishes to entertain other people in the relationship? What happens when somebody changes their mind or loses interest? That has to be a part of that conversation, because somebody just might change their mind like she did. And that seems to be the end or slow drain of that conversation, of that relationship. So y'all put your unsolicited advice and let's move on to the next one, because man, oh man, it's getting spicier and spicier. So this is going to be the third one. Let me pull it up. How do I, a 33-year-old male, navigate this situation with this woman, a 32-year-old female? Now, y'all got to follow me along with this one, okay? Y'all got to follow along. It's multi-layered. There's lots of layers in this. So he knows this woman, we're going to call her Maria, who is friends with my long-term friend, Megan. Maria started texting me when I ended my engagement with my long-term partner. One thing led to another, and Maria and I hooked up. The encounter was a little bit awkward and incomplete. I blame alcohol and nervousness. So I guess performance anxiety wasn't a part of it? Okay, that's just, okay. She told me she didn't just want to be a rebound. Maria mentioned after the hookup that we would do this again many times. But she's giving me very mixed signals and being very hot and cold. Fast forward a couple of weeks, Maria and I are still texting, and she's slightly playful, but mostly ignores my other flirtatious types of texts. I feel like this is like zapping my energy and my confidence of her, and maybe I am wrong. The situation is complicated because our mutual friend Megan would be very angry with both of us if she found out that this had happened. I think I should cut the cord and stop engaging in playful conversations with Maria. Yesterday, out of the blue, Maria texted me and she mentioned she was on Instagram liking all of my ex-fiance's photos. They had met a couple years ago before my ex and I broke up, and they have hung out before. But Maria said she can no longer stand my ex, and they stopped talking 6 months ago. I'm not sure what's going on or what she's thinking. I did not react to it, and I pretended that she didn't say it. I just felt it was highly inappropriate and meant to get me to react. It seems like she just wants validation and attention, and she doesn't want to hook up with me at all. What is your advice? Thank you, Rhonda, for letting them know. Hit the like button. Hey, Jackson Tabasco, glad to have you here. You just walked into a little bit spicier than the other ones. Okay, this is only number 3. Just Rhonda says, Maria is messy. Leave her alone. Why Megan in your business? Hey, Munira, glad to have you here. Glad to see you here. Why is Megan's, okay, before I dive into Maria, why is Megan going to be disappointed all in your business? Why are you concerned about what Megan would say? I'm going to say what's going on with first layer is Megan. Again, yes and no signals. Me, no, she's playing. He should move on. Also, she's full of drama. It sounded like single white female, that movie, okay? Okay, I'm tired. These people don't seem to want to talk worth a dang. If he won't talk sincerely, I ain't got a thing to say. Everybody saying hey to Munira. Dude, why are we dating so close to home? Why are we dating so close to home? Hey, Miss Boogie Down. She said, hey, I'll sit and chat, fell out the bushes while cleaning. Loving the topic. Glad to have you here. Glad you're loving it. It's getting spicier and spicier. She's about 15 years old mentally. Lindsay, you're supposed to be the advocate. Okay, first, why are you so concerned because your mutual friend Megan gonna have lots to say? Why are we concerned? And then let's go to Maria. So you just decided to get hot and heavy in the bushes. Hot and heavy with Maria's bushes. Ding, ding, ding. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Chick-fil-A gal, listening from the bushes, and we'll replay afterwards. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm advocating for him. Okay. So he went and dilly-dally in the friend circle. Wrong. The whole friend circle going to know about his lack of performance. The fact that he told us, thank you, Just Rhonda, that he had performance anxiety or he did not perform and he blamed the alcohol, maybe why Maria isn't quite too thrilled with a repeat performance. Maybe that's why she don't really want to be there. Maybe Maria's goal was a dig at your ex-fiance. Maybe she didn't really want you, per se. It was you were a tool to dig at the ex-fiance. Maria probably been sitting there laying in wait. And even if you did get married, she may have tried you. Because that's what it sounded like based on how you have written this. Now, y'all remember, I don't know these people. I just know what they wrote. But what it sounded like is Maria used you and played with you to get at your ex-fiance. Because now, even though they haven't spoken in 6 months, according to Maria, she's on Instagram liking all her stuff when she doesn't like this woman. She's using you as a dig to your ex-fiance, and you allowed yourself to be used. That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like. You have now gotten a reputation of lack of performance. Okay? And now she got something to use against your ex-fiance, all in her chat on IG. And now, why are you concerned with Megan finding out about this? I'm concerned why Megan even crossed your mind or crossed your Twitter fingers. Waiting to start confusion. Yes, she is. As you mentioned before, childish. Someone else mentioned it's like high school. You don't understand that some of those, friends, but remember, y'all had mutual friends. Doesn't mean she was friends with your ex-fiance. She may have just seen her in passing. Like, I have people in the friend group that aren't really my close friends, but maybe close friends of another friend. They kind of like in the wings. You still got to watch them. They're not technically your friends. There's no allegiance to a friendship. And that's what Maria is showing, that she had no allegiance or friendship with your ex-fiance. Now, all of a sudden, she mad at her. Is she mad at her because she got the best of you? And now you have a lack of performance after the breakup. Y'all, I know it's Sunday. I'm being a tad messy. I know I am. Is Maria blaming your ex-fiance for your lack of performance? She ain't blaming alcohol. Maybe your ex-fiance got the best of you over the years, and now she feels like a rebound because it was just hot and heavy, and it was, lukewarm and light. I'm sorry. The way you wrote this, it seems like Maria is also mad at you. She's hot and cold, as you said. So it's more speaking to me that Maria, was waiting in the background for foolishness and to get her chance to step on your ex-fiance's toes, and you let her. And you're saying she's like, she's not responding to my more flirtatious text. Why? She already got what she wanted. And do not be surprised. It's sounding like, Maria may have a trophy as proof that she done been there with you to throw in your ex-fiance's face. I'm just saying, you need to be careful. Maria seems like she could be the one that's going to be laying next to you on the bed while you sleep. And she just took a selfie. Just to show the headboard and everything, to show that she was up in your house, your ex-fiance's house, laying on the bed she used to lay with. I'm telling you, Maria is messy. Blame it on the goose. Yes, the gray goose. She seems like a diabolical character in one of those stalker and unaliving movies. Yes, to go to Africa, and you got to be mindful and careful. Maria is like a buzzard. She has been circling, okay? She has been circling around waiting for you to lay down, pun intended, and then she just swooped in. And you fell for it. She got what she needed, and then she ran to mess with your ex-fiance, to say what she got to say on IG. Now you scrambling. Now you got a reputation. Why are you even in the friend group? It sounds to me like lazy dating when you're in the friend group. You shouldn't be in the friend group. That is lazy dating. It is low-hanging fruit, somebody who was already around. And then you got to look at her. Why would she want to be around you in that friend group? Why would she want to be so close to you knowing that you and the ex-fiance just ended? And then all of a sudden she says she don't want to be a rebound. That's what you're doing? That's what you're doing, Maria. Do you want him to recycle the ring? Is that what you want, Maria? I'm sorry. I don't understand. He just ended with a fiance. The man just broke up. Come on now. He ain't got time to do much. Hey, I Said What I Said. Y'all make sure you go to I Said What I Said's channel as well. She has a lot more, crime, drama, news, and such. And she breaks it down in such a wonderful way. Make sure you do check out her channel, okay? So, y'all, let's get to the next one. But please put your unsolicited advice, here. I say, dude, end it all. Block Maria. Block Maria. You may have to move. I'm sorry. She sounds like a stage 5 clinger. Block Maria. Get away from the friend group. Get away from all of them. And I'm still questioning why Megan got any kind of stuff to say about your relationship that you're concerned about and your nocturnal activities. Hey, Chanel Heslop, glad to have you here. So let's go to the next one. As I said, we get hotter and hotter, and we are going to go on to number 4. We're going to go on to number 4. It always changes the size. I don't know why. So it says, I, a 31-year-old male, and my ex, a 27-year-old, who cheated on me for a married guy 2 years back, are posted in the same workplace that tomorrow is my first day. Do I need to read that headline again? I, a 30-year-old male, my ex, a 27-year-old female, she cheated on me with a married guy 2 years back, and they are at the same workplace that tomorrow is going to be my first day. Tomorrow is my first day. I'm 31 years of age. 2 years ago, my girl cheated on me for a married guy who was working at her branch. We're obviously not in touch since then, and she's never even bothered to apologize to me since then. Now we both have been transferred to the same branch, and that guy moved back to his home zone. Tomorrow is going to be my first day in the new branch, and I don't know how to react in front of her and how to face her every day. It's surely going to be tough for both of us, but less difficult for someone who is heartless, I believe. Are you saying that's her? Are you saying she's the heartless one? My mind says I should simply act professionally and try not to bring the past up in conversations, but my heart says I need a closure. Maybe God is pushing her to apologize to me by putting her in this position. Leave God out of it, please. Please, leave God out of it. Jackson says the ghetto. I don't know. Who asked for the transfer? Lisa said, awkward. That's how I said in my head. Very high pitched. Who asked for the transfer? Is this an increase? They're not still together, just Rhonda. They are not together. He said she done cheated on him with a married man, and she never apologized, and she was with the married man. She moved into a new branch. Maybe the company found out about it and put them in separate branches. But yeah, he and the girl, they ain't still together. Jackson, thank you, Jackson Tabasco. Forget closure. You better keep your job. Forget the closure. Your heart isn't, it isn't open heart surgery. You don't need closure. I've never understood closure. See what you have learned, what you have contributed to the relationship, what they did to the downfall, and learn from it and move on. That to me is closure. I don't need anybody to give me closure. No, thank you. Your actions tell me what I need to know. So he wants to know, hey, this ex is going to be working with me. Tomorrow's my first day. Should I be professional? Or should I, get the apology I need? Or should I just let it go? Just another love TKO. Thank you, Teddy Pendergrass. Did he know this is where they work? Because if he did, I don't feel sorry for him. Okay, Ari brings it in. Ari is bringing new evidence to the table. Did he know that this was where she was working? I don't think so, because he said both of them were transferred. But then how do we know unless he stalked her on social media? Or maybe he went to the branch to see who's working there that, maybe transferring, and he said both of them are being transferred to that branch. So whether he knew beforehand does add a little spice to the mix, because if he knew beforehand, yeah, we ain't got no sorry for him. But he sounded like he don't know. He sounded like, hey, God made this happen. God put this in the mix, and God did this, and da-da-da, to force her to apologize to him. So we need to know how much is your hand in it, sir. He doesn't need closure. He has it. He just didn't like it. Be civil. Stay out of the way. Plus, she probably won't like being ignored. Too bad. She did it, not you. Right. Just ignore her. Keep your check, as Jackson Tabasco said. Keep your check. Keep it going. You need this job. Now, if you manipulated the situation to be transferred at the same branch, then we ain't got no help or thanks for you. Nothing for you if you manipulated this. But if you are seriously quaking in your boots because, daggone it, I got to work with this ex who cheated on me, who had no sense of apologizing, didn't care that she cheated on me. Yeah, then we looking at it like, how quickly can you have a transfer? How quickly can you have another transfer? Or, as you know, our activist Lindsay said, ignore her. Ignore her. Because if you're professional, you ignore her, it may, pierce her heart. It may throw her off kilter. Now, wait a minute, he isn't chasing me anymore. Wait a minute, he doesn't want closure. He isn't coming at me. It may grind her nerves that you are ignoring her. And that is the best thing. Keep your check. I hope you don't get into a supervisory role. If you do get into a supervisory role, I hope you go to HR and fully disclose, hey, we had a relationship in the past. We ain't together now, but I don't wish to be in her chain of command. That is the best way to do it because you don't want anything to be held over you. I don't know about his ex, but the fact that you said she cheated on you with a married man tells me that scruples are not there. Scruples may not be there. So just do your job. Be pleasant to the customers and everyone around. And, keep her in your peripheral vision. And keep it pushing. Keep your check. As I say, go there for DD, direct deposit. That is your only focus while you're there, DD. I don't do all the closure mess. I'm gone. This ain't the title company. Right. We ain't got to give you a lien-free title. We don't need closure. And, this ain't, a hairdo. We don't need a closure at the top, okay? We do not need closure. Those of you who do get your hair done, you understand what I mean by closure. So, y'all, please put your unsolicited advice down below in the comments for him. My thing is keep your direct deposit, keep your work going, and ignore her. Because she certainly ignored you when the time came. Lindsay says, put a small frog in her cash drawer. It's not your fault if it jumps out at her. Lindsay, we don't know if these people allow that. Okay? What if she's allergic to the frogs? What if he don't know which frog is poisonous and then we set off a whole other chain reaction? I do like it, okay? Don't oops me, Lindsay. I do like the thought, okay? But then we're going down the childish path where we need to be mature. But I do like it. I'm not telling him whether to do it or not. I'm not telling him whether to do it or not, but it's certainly an option out there. So, y'all, let's go to the next one. This is for the married folk, okay? These are 23-year-old male and female. My wife wants a baby now, but we agreed to wait. Now we're arguing about it. My wife, 23-year-old female, and I, 23-year-old male, have been together since freshman year of high school and have always agreed we'd wait until our late 20s to start trying for a child. We both just finished our bachelor's degrees and planning to pursue graduate school. The plans are focused on our education and careers. After that, then baby making. But lately, she's changed her mind. She wants a baby now. She brings it up often, sometimes jokingly, sometimes seriously, and it's starting to cause tension. Her parents are actually encouraging it, which only reinforces her change of mind. I was born when my parents were in a rough patch financially and was always advised to get financially stable first. So that's where my mindset is. We currently live together in our own apartment, but we are scraping by. To be quite frankly, we have nothing in savings, no emergency fund, as we have plowed through that for, surgery that she got last year. But when I bring up money, she gets frustrated and said, no one is ever really ready for a child. We'll make more money 9 months from now, as if she's trying to convince me. I love her. I want children with her, but not right now. It feels like I've been pushed into something we both agreed to delay on. I feel bad because she seems hurt by this. But I also feel like I'm being reasonable here. I don't want to bring a child into a situation where we are stressed, unstable, and unprepared. How do I navigate this? One thing I don't know is how long they've been married. They're 23. When did they get married? But it may be immaterial to the story. It may be immaterial. In the words of Michael Jackson, if you can't feed your baby, then don't have a baby. Exactly. So let's plow through it. They went to college. They have their bachelor's degree. They're going on to get their master's. Are we going to class? Are we doing it online? It is going to be stressful, young lady, carrying a child and pursuing your education. I'm not saying it can't be done. People do it every day. But situationally, he said, y'all ain't got the money right now. Y'all just finished school and you're going on to get your master's degree, both of you, in order to be in a better position. I'd like to find out why does she have the urgency now? Why does she have the urgency now? Now, what I could, advocate for her in this, okay, y'all? Let me put on my advocacy hat. I hope Lindsay doesn't mind. Maybe, as he said, that she had surgery last year. Maybe she's feeling a little bit of, maybe, I don't know if I'll, my mortality. Maybe she's feeling that as a residual of her encounter. So that is all I could think of. But her parents pushing it. Are the parents going to pay? Are the parents going to put money into the savings? He should stick to his plan. Yes, Just Rhonda, I agree. He should stick to the plan. Hey, shApp, glad to have you here. He should stick to the plan. If the plan is wait till your late 20s, after you had your master's, after you get, thank you, Lindsay, for the hat. After you get your master's, after everything is a little bit settled. But again, it seems he has a clear plan. It seems he has thoughts about, hey, we have to have money in savings. We have to have an emergency fund. We have to have all of this. He's got a good head on his shoulders. They're 23, they're married, and he seems to know what path they should go on. Young lady, in what I'm hearing, based on what he is writing, if it is all true, again, we don't know these people. As I scroll on the bottom, this is opinions based on the limited information we know. He seems to have a good head on his shoulders. And he seems to be leading his household in the right direction. I don't think you should jump and try to push a baby now because he's not ready to. Both of you need to be ready. He's saying y'all both aren't ready financially. Then he could be also thinking of you're still in recovery after what you went through the year before. So again, give him the time. Say, hey, we're going to hold off on this. And I hope, young lady, you don't, in pushing this, decide to take things into your own hands and all of a sudden come up that you are expecting. He seems to have a plan in place. Seems to have late 20s. I need to know what late 20s is. Is it 28, 29? Perfectly fine. I had my second kid at 29. Perfectly fine time. They can wait with children and focus on their studies. Yes, Munira, they should. Lindsay says, master's takes 2 years. She has plenty of time to finish the degree and then get pregnant. Yes, she has time. And I think that time could be, and again, I don't know what surgery he just said. The fact that he mentioned she had surgery is something. That 2 years for the master's to take, it gives you enough time to heal and get yourself together and focus. Now, unless there's a health reason you have not shared with your husband, because even though they're 23, they're husband and wife, unless there's a health reason you have not shared with your husband as to why you want a baby now. Y'all need to speak. And y'all need to speak like now, because here's the thing. We don't want her to start resenting him, and they may need a therapist. You don't want her to start resenting him because she wants a baby now. She could have baby fever because she's looking around and all her friends are having babies. Could be. And you don't want him to resent you if you go and have a baby now and y'all aren't prepared. He said y'all are scraping by. He is vulnerable enough to say, hey, we are scraping by financially. I cannot do this right now. And you got to trust him. You got to trust him. I could understand if she has something like a medical condition, like endometriosis. If not, she is blessed as she has a wise and relatively mature husband to guide her. Yes, at 23, they're both 23. Like I already said, either couples therapy or leave because of exactly what you said, Elsa. Yep, they need to. They're young enough, 23, and to haggle over a child. I don't think this is a tipping point for a marriage unless it's deep rooted. Again, I don't know these people. And especially he could be looking around, y'all, and this is a channel you come to where we do not talk about the famous, cases out there or what's going on in politics. We talk light, we give advice to those who ask. Looking at the state of the United States and women expecting and having kids, sir, I think you are right to wait. I think you're right to wait. Any complications right now, depending on the state that you're in, you could be criminalized. That's what's going on right now. And that's as far as I want to take the conversation as far as that's concerned. So I think it is wise to wait, look in your state, see what the rules and regulations are, if there are any complications, and go from there. But in the meantime, get accepted into your master's program, get your education together, get your career together, get some savings, as he said. But sir, don't keep feeding her. We need to save, save, save. Have an amount that you are comfortable with. As she said, it ain't going to be nearly enough money anytime with kids. Yes. But if you wish to say, we want to have 3 months worth of savings, then once you get there, make sure you hold to your promise and then say, hey, we are in our late 20s. We have the 3 months worth of savings that I wanted. Let us try for this child. So please, if you all go along with this, keep up to your end of the bargain, of course, barring any serious, medical or anything happening, in your area. I hope she doesn't feel insecure and is doing it because she feels that he will not leave her if they have a child. I don't know. He doesn't sound like it. Sounds like they've been going to school and that's it. I know so many people who married young and had children young and divorced young too. Take your time. Thank you, High Vibe. That is wonderful advice. Take your time. Get your education. Hey, y'all are getting them student loans together. Y'all getting them student loans together. It may be time, couples counseling certainly wouldn't hurt in this instance because it will get to the root of why she wants a baby so quickly and why he's stating perfectly why he wants to wait. And I think it's a matter of she's not hearing him. He's listening to her, but he also wants her on his side and not change. And her parents are also feeding into her. It takes a village, and maybe he needs to talk to the parents and say, hey, respectfully, I am the head of my household. Respectfully. So while you may agree with your daughter, this is how me and my household, this is how it's being run. Respectfully. I said what I said. Is like, enjoy each other first. Yes, you have the time. You have the time to enjoy each other and build a good foundation, because when them kids come, let me give you a heads up on something. See this little thing right here, when them kids come, they're going to be like, Mom, can I? And if y'all aren't a united front, them kids will play you. Them kids will try you and play you. Yeah, Daddy said I can. Could we? Them kid, I'm telling you, get that foundation, enjoy each other, and strengthen up that foundation. Right, they will graduate with debt. What are they studying? What is the return on investment? Maybe she's thinking their future is going to be financially strapped for a while. I don't know. Both babies and student loan require a lot of money for a long time. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So y'all just enjoy each other. If y'all need counseling because this is, something that y'all are both firm on, maybe you need a third party to help you weed through it and kind of soothe, what's going on with you, then I think you should seek doing that. Y'all, please put your unsolicited advice below and let them know what your thoughts are, what your advice for this is, because I don't think this is going to end the relationship at all. At all. So y'all, let's move on to the next one. Y'all see how many stars there? I'm covering up all kinds of stuff. Okay? Covering up all kinds of stuff with them stars. So Mm, I am she says my, but it's 30-year-old female. My husband is a 31-year-old male. His drive is non-existent. Y'all understand me? His drive is non-existent. My husband has been incredibly stressed due to work. He works from home, so cheating is not occurring. When he's very stressed, he cannot perform. He cannot perform and doesn't even feel the urge. I try to take as much off of his shoulders as possible, but I cannot fix his work problems. I feel selfish because it's driving me nuts. I want him so badly, it hurts. It's driving me up a wall. I don't want to pressure him because I don't want him to feel guilt over his inability to perform. But at the same time, the selfish side of me just wants to touch him all over. Does anyone have any advice on how I can reel myself in a little? I am going bonkers, and under no circumstances do I want to push him, make him uncomfortable, or make him feel emasculated. I just miss our segs so bad. It's been months. More specifically, I miss it with him. Jackson Damascus is on it. Stress my batonkas. He said he may need a glass of wine to help with his anxiety. Now, in this channel here, we do believe, or at least I believe, there are many different ways to the promised land, ma'am. Okay? He does not have to be your only guide. Okay? He does not have to be your only direction there. Y'all certainly can talk about it. He is stressed. You need it. And he cannot perform, and you don't want to push him any further. Y'all remember in the previous unsolicited advice, this man had a black bag full of toys that he needed to use for his own journey to the promised land. I'm just saying, ma'am, you may need your own toys for the promised land. She is the problem, shApp is. He has anxiety issues, but we're bringing work home, but work is home. Work is home. More than likely, he's watching corn, have someone else, or like the other side. So maybe he ain't working on the computer. Maybe he ain't working on the computer. Maybe instead of work, can we put a J instead of a W and say he's doing that at the computer? As Rhonda's letting you know, there's another way to the promised land, okay? Okay? That is a rose. But you could find anything else. And if he has performance anxiety, there are other ways if he cannot take you there. You know, if we're going to go biblical, if his rod and staff cannot take you there, then certainly he can help guide you with other things. There are routes to the promised land, okay? That he can either help you or you can help yourself. I wonder what kind of work he does, because labor-intensive jobs can be a problem for most men. She should encourage him to go to a doctor. Yes, shApp, bring us back from the clouds, bring us back down to the ground, and encourage him to see a doctor. Yes, definitely he should see a doctor. But she says he works at home. So how labor-intensive is it at the computer working at home? It can be stressful. It can be very stressful. I'm not taking that away, but it's not labor intensive. He should go to the doctor. Too young for ED. Could be heart or kidney problems. High vibe is bringing us further down from the clouds because I was going somewhere else. Go see a doctor. Too young for ED. Could be his diet. Lindsay said he could also be depressed. Lindsay first started against him. Now she got her advocacy hat back. There you go, Lindsay. There you go. He could be depressed. He could be. Now, stress at work ain't nothing to play with. Stress can affect your digestive system. It can stress out your heart, your kidneys. Stress can do so much damage internally to the body. So if he is stressed, then he does need to see the doctor and take care of that. If he ain't stressed, We side-eyeing exactly what his history is on that computer. Is he really working on that computer, or is he working off on that computer? He's over there on the Tinder. He could be Tinder swindling. He could be. He's too young to have these types of issues. Could be she's not performing the way he wants. Okay, I said what I said is turning the tables. We don't shake the tables around here. We do turn them, though. Turn the tables. Maybe you, ma'am, are not providing the performance needing to get him engaged. Maybe let's talk about that. Maybe you aren't making him feel like he needs to go to the promised land with you. Or he could be cheating. Lindsay think it's Grindr. Lindsay, Lindsay, you're all over the place. Now, those of you mature people who do like, to taste the rainbow, that's where you use for Grindr, okay? If he is working from home, and if she's there too, he probably is bored with her from seeing her too much. Now that could be it. There can be exhaustion. I'm seeing you too much. You're right here all the time. Does she go out to work? Now we don't know. Does she leave for work? Does she go somewhere? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Y'all, the reason why this is hitting home is I had a coworker. She dated and married a man in the same building, not the same floor, same building. They would go home together. They would ride in together. They would have lunch together, and they would ride home together. And I said, that's too much togetherness for me. Now, I may be the problem, but for me, there's too much togetherness. I need some days to drive myself, or at least not have lunch with you. I can't be up under you all the time. I cannot. And I may be the problem. And I can acknowledge that. But I couldn't do that. Those who go into business together as husband and wife, hats off to you. I can't do that. I need separation. I need to have my own hobbies, my own things. Like here on YouTube, Miss Elsa ain't there. Miss Elsa at the basketball court. Am I going there? No, not at all. That's his hobby. Let him have it. But we come back together. That's it. But I cannot be up under a spouse board, not all the time. What I would say when I used to date, when I go to work, don't bother me. I'm being paid to ignore you. Y'all heard what I said. When I date and I'm at work and I don't want the phone buzzing, texting, all kinds of stuff, and I need to be in my job, and this is not everybody, this is just me. I know that can be very, very off-putting for some people. But I don't text and carry on phone calls while I'm at work. No, not at all. Stay away from me. I'm being paid to ignore you. I'm being paid to put my attention here, not with you. Now, that is one thing that truly intrigued the folks that I dated, and definitely Mr. Elsa was, I'm not calling you all the time. I'm not calling you. We ain't talking every day. I'm not texting all day. I'm not texting you all day to be carrying on like having fluff conversations. Yes, we may be learning. It's like, oh, what are you having for lunch? Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I saw a video today. No, I will see you when I see you. I'll talk to you when it's a mutual time to talk. But during the 8 to 5 or the 9 to 5, whatever my schedule is, I can't talk to you. Now, if there's an emergency, yes, you can call me. If you want to say, hey, hey, just checking in on you, that's fine, one time. But do not be surprised if I don't answer you until I clock out and heading on home. Don't be surprised if I ignore you. I am being paid to have my focus here on the job. I don't like distractions. Tanya be here, glad to have you here. She's like, you're right. Need alone time sometimes, even from your own spouse. Girl, I cannot be up under you. I'm sorry. I may be a problem, but I can't be up under you. That's why sometimes I'm up here. I'm preparing for this. I'm preparing for, unsolicited advice or anything. And Mr. Elsa may sit right next to me. Sometimes I'm doing the show and he comes up. He'll sit here 2-3 minutes. He'll see you like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then he departs. Do not show up at my job unannounced. Don't show up anywhere unannounced. Don't intentionally show up. Don't show up at my house unannounced because I will leave you there ringing the bell. I will leave you there ringing the bell. Do not show up unannounced. First of all, and y'all gonna find I'm weird. How do you even know where my job is? Okay, K Sharp? How do you know where my job is? Did I tell you? Because I don't tell. I've been married for years to Mr. Elson. Does he know exactly where my office is? No. He knows the general area, but does he know the office suite number? The floor? No. He don't know. That may be weird to some, but it ain't for me. Instead of having lunch with her, he should be getting his testosterone levels checked. He should. Make that doctor's appointment. Make that doctor's appointment. That doctor's appointment will tell her whether he has a physical issue going on or whether it's mental and he's just getting tired of seeing her. It'll tell. It'll be a total tell. So, y'all, what is your unsolicited advice other than we said go see the doctor, go check that out, have some hobbies, get away from the house a bit. You know, he probably stressed at work because you're there at the house still, you know, saying, hey, honey, do you want a sandwich? Hey, honey, do you want something to drink? You're constantly around hovering in some way. So that may stress him too. Or he may be stressed that he's trying to get a promotion and he can't get it. But whatever his stressor is, he needs some help. You already said you believe he's not cheating. Don't completely negate that. But hey, you know, have faith in your husband, but, you know, keep your eyes and ears open. Keep your eyes and ears open. So that's our unsolicited advice for this one. And let us get to the next one. So y'all make sure y'all have liked, y'all have shared, y'all have subscribed to the channel. Make sure you are leaving comments below. Okay? Make sure that you know exactly when we go live by hitting that notification bell. So let me grab the next one and see where we're going to next. Yeah, she may have left some of the story out. I said what I said. That's why I keep on saying we. That's why the scroll says we don't know. We only know what they tell us. So my 38-year-old male, my wife, a 42-year-old female, has been having an emotional affair with a mutual friend, a 44-year-old male, and it has turned into all my fault. My wife had what I'm calling an emotional affair with a mutual friend of ours. She introduced me to him a bit over a year ago, and he quickly started dating another friend. I had told my wife I wasn't comfortable with how he interacted with her, but she convinced me it was all good. Fast forward a year, and there was an incident where she told me he was flirty at a housewarming she threw for him. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. Okay? Where he slid his hand at the back of her dress and grabbed her derriere. She played it off as him being drunk and still nothing to worry about. Since that event, she and him have had solo lunches together, texting inappropriately, in my opinion, including intimate but not nude photos, showing affection for each other in public in front of me, like hand holding and putting his hand on her leg. The public stuff happened after she told me that she may have feelings for him. I've asked her to stop communicating with him, but she insists we have to still be friends because our daughters are friends with his daughters. She said she would stop texting him individually, but they have continued to text each other. We have started couples counseling after I asked her multiple times. She said we shouldn't because I wouldn't like what she had to say, but finally agreed. Right before the first meeting with the counselor, she told me she had not texted him in a while, but he had shared a text from the day before with me where she had asked him to come out to play. With all of this going on, I'm now being made to feel like it's my fault and I have to win her back. She's told me I need to give her respect, safety, boundaries, and space. She said she's already been accountable for what happened with her and the friend, and I'm the one that needs to work on myself before she will consider getting back together. She refuses to be affectionate in any way and acts cold to me. And constantly when I ask her what her goal is, she wouldn't say anything. I asked her for an emotional investment while I worked through this, and she told me she isn't my cheerleader. I know she's talked to friends and others of hers, and that is a divorce attorney. But she said it was just lunch. How can I work to get this relationship back on track? Leave, Ari says. It's only a matter of time before she actually cheats. Lindsay is gagged. Lunch together, photos, they definitely did the do already. Leave. Thank you, Tanya. He should leave her. She doesn't respect him. It sounds like she done left. Sir, they're having relations. Get a DNA test for the child, unfortunately. Y'all know what's going on out there in the basketball wives world. Get that DNA test before you realize 20-something years later that daughter ain't yours. This is also why I pulled this one. Y'all see how I do things? We ain't talking about the actual thing. We're going to talk about it on the side. Sis, who you telling? Leave, ma'am. It says gaslighting the heck out of him. If she hasn't already physically cheated, she will. I don't know a single person that could put their hand on my leg in public. Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. They definitely did the horizontal mambo together. Yep. Agreed. Do a DNA test on the child. Do a DNA test on that child to see if that is your daughter. And I grew up with male friends, but we know there's a certain way to behave. Well, that cougar is playing him right in his face. The young man has a valid reason to walk away because this treatment is unfair. Remember, he's 38, she's 42. Okay, that's a 4-year difference, okay? And the other man is 44. So the mutual friend of the man is 44-year-old male. So she don't want the 38. She want to go up in age. Okay. Okay. Like they ain't even trying to hide the issue. No, they are not hiding it. And now she's telling him it's his fault. And if he wants her back, he got to win her back. And when she said, don't go to counseling because you won't like what I have to say, that's all. I don't even need to know what you going to say. I don't even need to know what you're going to say. We need to have a DNA test, see if that daughter's mine, and we need to separate. And the fact that you have the text messages and y'all are sending risque photos to each other, it may not be unclothed, but you don't need to be unclothed. Not a cougar, just a 304, nonetheless. I don't know if she'll count as cougar status because it's only a 4-year difference. He's 38, she's 42. I'm not sure that's cougar status. Y'all, I may be wrong. I don't know the calculations out in these streets, okay? I don't know the calculations out in these streets. Let me see. What is the age difference for a cougar? Age difference for a cougar status. Age difference associated with the term cougar is generally defined as a woman typically in her 40s or older who pursues romantic or intimate relationships with men who are significantly younger, often 10 to 15 years or more. Okay, y'all. Okay. Okay. Now, Puma is sometimes used to describe a younger woman in a similar situation. So we can't count her as a cougar, okay? We cannot count her as a cougar, but we definitely can count her at, maybe it's just a little bit of the difference, a little bit. This is the promiscuous 304. Jill is calling Brittany on Never Ever Met. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. It could be, but this one is married. Some people are determined to lie to themselves. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are determined to lie to themselves. Usually 10 or more. Yep, Miss Boogie. I had to go find it. I had to put on my what Miss Elsa calls my elevator voice. My elevator voice or operator voice. Miss Boogie down. Get it? Some cougars are just 3 or 4. Elsa, in this case, she's not a cougar. No, she is not. But she definitely, she definitely is predatory. I'll give her she's predatory in a sense of she is allowing and being pursued by another man, and she is letting her husband feel like he is crap and feel like he's seeing things, and that she stopped. But the husband went to the other man, okay? The husband went to another man, and the other man, y'all heard what I read it. The other man said, hey, your wife did send me a text. He shared a text from the day before with me where she asked him to come out and play. What we playing? We playing checkers? What we playing? What are you coming out to play? What are we coming out to play? Stop wasting our good years with someone who doesn't want you, sir. Hand clap for the Cougars. Hey, long as it's mutually beneficial, hey. That still makes her promiscuous 3 or 4, just because she's married to this, he is married to this 3 or 4 does not make her promiscuous 3 or 4. Is she just cheating with this one man? And the fact, again, y'all, we are in the friend group. This is a mutual friend. Our daughters are friends with his daughters. This is a mutual friend. We are engaging in the friend group. Again, if y'all don't know Basketball Wives, y'all better go look at it. This is a man, the husband had a friend coming over for 20 odd years. They're at the house, we chilling, we hanging, we are like bros. And he did not know his bro is actually one of his daughter's dad. Why are we in the friend group? Why are we in the friend chat doing this? Why are we doing this, period? If you don't no longer wanted this husband, this marriage, whatnot, then leave. But you are in this friend group cheating, ma'am. She has no shame and would be ashamed to be friends with her. Yes, Munira, I would be afraid to be friends with her. I said the word of Acom, it don't matter. No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My advice to you, sir, you said she had lunch with a friend that's a divorce attorney. You need to also go have lunch with a friend or a divorce attorney, because she seems to be putting all the ducks in a row and getting it together to divorce you. Do not sit by and watch this happen, and all of a sudden you're blindsided. You saw the pictures, you saw the text messages, you know what's going on, yet you insist on being blindsided, sir. She is setting stuff up. You need to get yours together. Oh, she could be grooming him for threesome. It could be. Hey, Jay Blake, glad to have you here on the live. Glad to have you here, Jay Blake. Yeah, she could be. She could be have her own applications going out there, just like the previous one today. She could have her own applications going. But the fact that she told the husband, you won't like what you hear if we go to counseling and all that stuff, yeah, that was her starting to backpedal. She already knew what to gather with a lawyer. I just would have liked to know how long they were married. He did not say. He did not say how long they were married. And he thinks it's an emotional affair. Sir, the chat is of the opinion they done did the horizontal mambo. They done been physical. And if she's sending him a text the day before asking when he can come out to play, they have been playing. They've been playing. They have been playing all kinds of games. Okay? Let's play the song Between the Sheets. They have been playing Between the Sheets. Because nobody's asking another man, a woman is not asking another man to come out to play to do nothing. They're trying to play. And they have been playing. So all them play dates you're probably telling you that your daughter was having with his daughter, no. The parents have been playing. And it ain't no, we just chilling, playing. No. They're going out. His hand is on her leg in public. They're together. They're together. In the words of Sophia Petrillo, they played hide the cannoli. Funny you should call it a cannoli. If y'all know what a cannoli is, you'll see that it is quite a proper example. Either way. Prepare for the divorce and show all the evidence to the lawyer before she takes all your money. Yes. She's not playing with you, sir. I'll say that part. How old are these girls? Well, the husband is 38, the wife is 42, and the man that she's cheating on, the mutual friend, is 44-year-old man. So again, these are mature people, at least in age. He's the youngest in the group. He don't realize he in a group chat. He don't realize he in a group chat. Oh no, the kids, we don't know how old the kids are. We don't even know how long they've been married. We don't even know how long they have been married. That's the thing I would like to have known. He just said, they've been flirty. He met the dude about a year ago. And he started dating another friend of theirs. It is too much swill in the friend group. The dating is swill in the friend group. Don't do it. Stay out the friend group if you're dating. Hey, forever, for always, forever, for life. Glad to have you here. We're just wrapping up on, this is not the last one, but 30-year-old male has a 42-year-old wife that is cheating on him, we believe, with a 44-year-old mutual friend. Okay? They send in risque photos, not nudes. And the other man's hand is on her leg in public, and they hold hands in public, and he grabs her derriere in public. They're in a full-blown relationship. We're trying to tell his husband he needs to get it together because she doesn't see a divorce attorney, and he still want to do counseling. So she's halfway out the door. Got it, because he mentioned she's saying the girls are friends. Yeah, he did not mention how old his girls are. Only that his daughters and the side dude's daughters are friends together. That's the excuse the wife is saying we can't really stop communicating because the kids are friends. That's just an excuse. That's an excuse. Well, if our kids are friends that need to do a play date, sir, you can say, I'll take them to the play date. You don't need to be involved. You don't need to be involved. She already saw that divorce attorney. She's gone. She has just found your replacement. There are enough people in the world. Why cheat with mutual friends? There's a code against that. Yes, thank you all for always, forever, for life. There's a code against that. We had an earlier story on that too, where the dude ended up going with a friend in the friend group, and now the friend is kind of cyber stalking his ex. That was earlier. So if y'all want to do the replay, this is all kinds. These stories are usually connected. And as I said, please put in the comments below what your unsolicited advice is for this couple. And just Rhonda, go end it here. The girls are about to be sisters, if they're not already, by DNA test. Y'all, let me get to the last one. And here we go from story to story. And the last one is usually spicier than the ones before. Okay? So this lady has an important question out there. How often do you and your partner have relations weekly? This is a 37-year-old lady, and she has a 44-year-old man. I've been dating my boyfriend for a year. We started dating. We had relations a lot. I guess maybe that's normal in the beginning. I got comfortable with him pretty early on. He always made me feel important and loved. Lately, I just never feel like having relations. I can always tell he's annoyed and will start to change in personality, be quiet, not text me as much, and the attitude is just different. I have a 4-year-old. I work full-time. We go about it once a week, but I got sick last week, so by the time we see each other, it'll be 2 weeks since we've had relations. I honestly think that once or twice a week is still pretty good. But if you asked him, he would say, we never have relations. How often are you still doing it weekly? How long have you been together? Is there anything I could do to get more in the mood? Maybe I'm just not super into him anymore. She's asking, how often? These are mature folks, 37, 44. How often a week is normal? She's saying once or twice a week, and he feels like that is never. She got a 4-year-old. She works full time. Does he work full time? Because we don't hear his job status. And when you started dating and you said it was a lot. See, we like numbers around here. What is a lot? Because you're thinking once or twice a week is enough. He's saying we don't. Mm-mm-mm. What are your thoughts on this, y'all? I think there's a miscommunication here. He says we don't. She says we do once or twice a week. Is the definition of intimacy what y'all are having a disagreement with or a miscommunication with? Maybe some of the stuff y'all do, you consider it intimacy and he does not? She's supposed to be at her peak. Yes, she is. This may be another case like the gentleman we said before that needs to go see the doctor because of a low libido. She may need to go and see what's going on with her. She's 37. I can't speak of how often people want to do the do. But again, they need an actual third-party therapist to keep neutral. If you can't or won't do that, then they need to separate. Thank you, Ari. What was the amount of time in the beginning? That's what I'm asking. Might be what he's judging it on. Agreed. For always, forever, for life. He may be like, hey, we was hot and heavy all the time. Now all of a sudden it's boiled down like, like cabbage in the pot. All of a sudden it's real low. She'll be wearing him out in a couple of years. However, she needs to have a conversation with a doctor. Yes, a couple of years. She might be... This may be the calm before the storm. He better get his vitamin count up. He needs to go to the doctor too, so he can keep up. He can keep up. She should consider that quality is far better than quantity. Why have it several times a day if it's not satisfactory? Okay, yeah, because, you can end up with blisters and all kinds of, overworking your equipment. Okay. Jay Blake said, get on the same page. You need to be compatible sexually. Okay. Need to be compatible, but I don't know. We need to know numbers, ma'am. When you say a lot, we know it's more than once or twice a week. What's a lot? Every day? Multiple times a day? I don't know what's a lot. What is considered normal? I don't know. Because normal for one couple may not be normal for another. Y'all need to be on the same page as far as how much, how often, and what do you define it as? Because some people may not need to go all the way, but they still are satisfied. He seems like he needs to be stimulated quite a lot. Quite a lot. Life starts happening, and that could change things. Exactly. Hey, Nestor, Shekel, Shuffle, Walk of Shame. Thank you for being here. Buy him some man toys, like a tractor and some golf clubs. Those will satisfy him, and she can't be there to have seg. Now, when you said man toys, Lindsay, my mind went totally to the gutter. Okay. I'm glad you said tractor and golf clubs, because my mind did not go to tractor and golf clubs. You just made me do a quick, you know when somebody is giving you directions verbally and they forget to tell you to turn, and now you got to turn like right now. That's what my mind did. I had to turn right now because I did not think. Okay. You were okay. Thank you, Lindsay. I thought you were being really platonic, and I was trying to be there. Buy him a blow-up doll. Oh, wow. Okay. But he wants her. Remember the previous lady a couple ones ago in the same episode said that, she wants it with him. With him. Maybe they need to switch partners, because their libidos are maybe with each other. Okay. Also, having a small child at 38 can be overwhelming. I was very tired in my 30s because I had a young child. Could be. She was 33 when she had the kid. He's 4 years old. Does he have children at 44? We didn't hear that. What is the dynamic? What is the dynamic that's going on? Because he's still, hot and heavy, and she's kind of boiled down in the pot. And she's like, hey, twice a week is good. Twice a week is good. Maybe she's not that into him anymore. Maybe it was hot and heavy in the beginning. That's what she needed. The 7-year itch. Sometimes some people just need, someone to scratch that itch for them. And now she's kind of like, ugh, I really can't build a life with this man, but it's okay to keep, to keep the pipes clean twice a week is enough. Oh, y'all are really going there. A silicone seg toy. Okay. Lindsay is also given instructions about melons in pillowcases, corn on the TV, glass of Chardonnay, a bedside table. Lindsay is giving some instructions in the chat, lady, for what you can do for when you are, I'm going to say it in this way for intentionally inoperable, and he wishes to entertain. Let him entertain himself. Okay. Now, I always say there are different ways to the promised land. He also needs to find his way to the promised land. And Lindsay gave some ideas. I thought she was being platonic about it, but she was talking about really tractor trailers and golf clubs. And if y'all were here for unsolicited advice, we, had a wife that found her husband's toys in a little black bag under the bed. And if y'all know the Nestos world, we always laugh about black bags and dilly and does in them. She found her husband toy bag and the flashlight. Instead, changed the A to an E. If you are an adult, you could look this up. He had a few toys that he was using. She was shocked. So, lady, you may need to have this discussion with your man about how we can get to the promised land, how he can get there. You can get your twice a week. Y'all need to get to compromise as far as numbers. But understand, when y'all start talking that, then y'all start having a tally, and it's no longer fun. To me, it's no longer fun if we go tally up and say, well, I need Tuesdays and Thursdays are just good for me. And then he's like, I need it on the weekend too. It sometimes take the spontaneity and stuff out of it. But certainly be open, say, hey, when I have demands from work, when I have demands as a mom, I really don't feel like it. Certainly have a talk. Have a talk. Get the number down to where it is. Because twice a week, he said we ain't doing nothing. And clearly something is happening. He's 44. He is a fully functioning adult. We had instances where 30-some-year-old man and even 20-some-year-old man have function issues in our previous unsolicited advices. This is a 44-year-old man that is fully functioning and wants to keep on functioning with you. There are high tides and low tides in bodies in many ways. They should be ready to ride the tide when the conditions are right. There you go to Africa. Love the fishing analogy. Ride the tide when it comes on in. They might both need to go to a doctor. It could be some health issues that they're not aware of, because if it's not spontaneous, it's not good either. Yes, thank you for always, forever, for life. If it's not spontaneous, sometimes it could be, it could seem like just obligatory. You're like, yeah, okay, it's today the day? Okay, let's just get this over with. That's how it may feel. But you've been dating the man for a year. And we already, a year, and it's already? A lot of married men complain about not getting enough punani. Yeah, they do complain, but they're not married. It's only been a year. We've been together for a year. Been dating for a year, and it's already boiled down. It's already tempered. There's no more fire. He needs more than twice a week. And as I said, I hate to say, are you available? But y'all understand. As she said, she's the mother of a 4-year-old. She works full-time, and she sounds like she works full-time outside of the home. So by availability, I mean like her schedule for work, taking care of being a single mother, may not allow her to go meet this man and be together. Now, my question, lady, is, do you see this man ever meeting your child? Do you see a future with this man? It's been a year. Has he met your child? Is he over at the house? Are you over at his house? Because I'm saying the demands of single motherhood, are you weaving this man into your life? And of course, be careful, as always. Be careful with weaving someone into the life of your child. But I'm asking, has that happened? A year and it's already a job, they might need to break up. Because what? For always, forever, for life. You are fitting right in. Because a lot in the chat are quick to say, y'all need to break up. It's only been a year and it's already a job. If the man is not the father of the child, he doesn't understand the additional stress she has, which could be draining her. Could be. That's why I asked in the early stages, is he a father? Does he understand? Now, the reason why I say that, y'all, is I have dated, in the past, someone who had full custody of their daughter. Okay. And they understood the challenges of being a parent. Well, not just a daughter, but just full custody. There are a lot of men now having full custody of their children. They would understand. They would understand definitely the challenges of being a full-time parent. So that instance, that's why I'm asking, does he have children? What is the status of his children? Are his children older? Because he could have a 20-year-old kid. I'm just saying, is he enmeshed in your family already? It's been a year. Because if he has not met your child in a year, then let's call it what it is. It may be just, friends with benefits, and he just wants to cash in on more benefits. And if you don't wish to, ma'am, then yes, like For Always, Forever, for Life said, then maybe it's a time to break up. Y'all are not on an even playing field, but y'all need to talk. Okay, y'all need to talk and come to terms. But how much times a week is enough? That depends. That depends on you and your relationship. If you find twice a week is okay, find somebody who thinks twice a week is okay. But he's thinking we was at it like rabbits, and he wished to remain a rabbit. A 44-year-old man like rabbits? Some ladies out here will be like, sign me up. The lady in the previous one was looking for someone who wanted to be like rabbits. So maybe y'all are, as they say, unevenly yoked. Maybe y'all are not compatible in this way, and maybe it needs to end. It was hot and heavy, but you can't sustain the hot and heavy. Somebody needs to man the heat in the oven and not let it go down. But y'all, what is your advice for her other than breaking up, other than having a conversation? Let us know in the chat. I'm always in the comments. I'm always below there. Thanking y'all for saying, what your thoughts are. But I think, they can certainly work it out maybe, but have a conversation. And if he thinks twice a week is nothing and he's saying they ain't, then you may need to move along. But that was the last one for today, y'all. I thank you so much for being here. This week starts the History Channel's Alone season 12. So please understand this week, definitely Tuesday, I'm going to be with actually Aubrey covering Somebody's Son. Y'all, it's spicy. Last night's episode is spicy. We're going to talk about it on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm probably going to come again with an unsolicited advice. But Thursday comes out Alone season 12. It's where 10 people are dropped into the wilderness and they have to survive longer than everybody else. And I love it because I know I couldn't do it. I'm interested in learning about survival stuff, but I am not your survival girl. Running water, boiling water, building a shelter, manning my fire, all that stuff, that ain't me. But I like to watch people who get it done. I like to watch it. So I will definitely be filming that. So y'all, please make sure you hit the like, make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you on the next one. Thank y'all so much for being here. And yes, have a great day, and I enjoyed all of you.